video to go over some of the changes that took place in Kikote version 1.8.0, and there were two noteworthy changes. One is now the ability to subtract whatever value you set for a free shipping distance from the distance that was calculated for the customer. And I will explain that a bit more, and you will be able to see it later in the video. And the other change was the refactoring of the cost by distance setting so that it's easier to update in the future, and also it's a bit more easy to understand how to go about setting it up. So this is a copy of the plugin at version 1.7.4, which was the version before 1.8.0. And when you came to the shipping tab, you have your three main workflows: cost by region, cost by distance, and cost by store location. So you would enable the feature that you want, the workflow that you want, and you would set it up. So you enter your distance matrix API key, and then you enter your shipping methods and your origin coordinates, etc. There was some confusion with this because the settings that you enter here, they don't necessarily apply to these sub workflows, because you can see we have cost by distance, that's the main workflow, but there's also cost by distance range, where you can create ranges of distances and set a price for them, and the cost by distance store, where you select your store and then you set a price for the customer's distance away from that store. All right, so it was a bit confusing for some users as to which settings here still apply to the settings down here. For example, we have the cost per unit distance. We can enter a value in this field, but it doesn't actually apply to the cost by distance range feature, because you have your own price field here. But what does apply is the travel mode, right? Driving, bicycling, or walking. It still applies. This travel mode still applies to every sub workflow. So to make this a bit easier to understand, in version 1.8.0, this is what it looks like. So when you come to the shipping tab, you select your cost by distance workflow if that's what you choose to use, and now it's clear that these are your base configuration settings. Again, your distance matrix API key, your shipping methods, your origin coordinates, your distance unit, display the label on the checkout page, and the travel mode. Right, these are your base settings now. That's clear to understand now. Then your sub workflows, they're a bit more obvious, because I guess thanks to this arrow, I hope it's easier to tell that these are sub workflows. So you have the standard cost by distance feature, and you have the range here, and then you have the cost by store distance here. So these are your sub workflows for the cost by distance feature. So let's say we just want a regular cost by distance calculation. So we enable the cost by distance standard, and if we don't, then the shipping for the customer will always just be free, but we don't want that, so we enable standard. And then the cost per unit distance, I will set it at $1, and I'm just going to save this, and then I'm going to go to the shop, and let's add a product to cart, and let's check out. So you can see these are two shipping methods that are possible in the plugin, and this is taking a little while to load because I'm recording right now, but on your install it shouldn't take more than a few milliseconds to load up. So these are two shipping methods possible in this install of WooCommerce, And as you may know, we can actually prevent checking out unless the customer selects their location. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to detect my current location, and then we're going to wait for the plugin to do its work. And now you can see we have delivery and it's $1 per kilometer. And if we go a bit further, we can see that changes to $6.80. And to know that this is actually correct, this is just a tip. You can go to the tools area. Then you can set show shipping distance. So this is sort of like a debugging step if you just want to make sure that everything is being calculated correctly. So now I clicked show shipping distance. So now we're supposed to be able to see that the calculation is actually correct. So you can see we have 6.584 kilometers distance, and it's a $1 per kilometer cost. So we have $6.58, and there's no free shipping distance set in the settings. So it doesn't show anything here, but this is a debugging step. So you can turn this feature off once you're done with it, so that customers don't really see all this information. But that's it for the first, I would say, quote unquote, major change that happened. And now let's go to the other change that happened. Setting that came with version 1.8.0 is the subtract free shipping distance from total distance option. And as you can see in version 1.7.4, it wasn't there. And what this feature basically does is that if a customer's total distance is 20 kilometers away from your store, your point of origin, right? And you set a free shipping distance of 10, it would basically subtract the 20 from the 10, so that now you're left with 10. And then Kikote will use that remaining value to perform its calculation. So let's just demo this. So right now I have free shipping distance set at 10 kilometers. And this means anywhere within 10 kilometers of my origin location would show free shipping. So if I just, let me just get a little bit further away from my origin here. And what I mean by origin, I mean this is where your orders would be originating from. So as you can see right now, we have in this distance we have 10.662, and that gives you a fee of $10.66. And if we go within that range, it would be free shipping. Let's go. So you see free shipping, and let's just move it a bit, and you will see that a bit further. Okay, so you see that it's 10.04. So now, if we were to enable the subtract free shipping distance from total option, let's just save that. You would basically see 4 cents, right? So let's just, I'll just try to move a little bit. So now you see 4 cents, right? Because what it did is it actually subtracted the 10 kilometers from the actual distance that was calculated. And if we go within the range, it would still be free shipping. Let me go within the range. It would still be free shipping because they fall within your 10 kilometer value that you set. So these are the two features that I would like to highlight for version 1.8.0. So stay tuned for more videos like this, where I try to explain or basically demo what happens in the different releases of my plugins. Thank you.